fellas.
What up, though? It's your boy Barry, and this is another episode of Central Crown. You feel me? And I'm gonna introduce you to the guest we got in today, starting with y'all know who he is. Paul back.
What up? What up? About time I finally moved. I'm in my new digs, and I'm in a smaller, more cramped room. So yeah, but virtual's up, so I'm ready to go.
Hey, we all been moving. And we also got one of the original members. He back too. What up, though, Rux?
What's going on? It's good to be back, fellas. It's good to be back.
Yes, sir.
Nice to see you back.
Yes, sir. And y'all know
Nice
who
to hear
him
you
as,
back.
Mr. Michigan man himself, Rich.
What up, though?
And call it, what up, though?
Feeling like a villain.
And he told y'all he was gonna be here, you feel me? And he made sure he was here. New Breed Steve, what up, though?
What up, though, fellas? I'm glad to be here, man. Talking Tigers, man. Hey, man, just glad to be here, man. And what up, though, to everybody here, man. Glad to be here.
Yes, sir.
Where's the breed at today?
Waldo.
Hey, man. Just living life, man. Just living life.
All right, before we get into some of these Tigers topics, I got to remind everybody to please go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, Detroit Fan Report, you feel me? Go to X and follow us on X, and we appreciate that. We 3 off to our goal of 500, where we'll be giving out, once we get 500 subscribers, giving out a free Tigers, Lions, Pistons, or Red Wings jersey. So make sure I hit that subscribe button, you feel me? And with that said, we're going to hop right into it. First topic of the day. Oh, wrong one. My bad. Wrong side. My bad. All right. Our bullpen walls, man. What's going on with our bullpen, man? Paul, man, you know.
Well, recently we've been giving up a little bit more runs. Our pitching hasn't been where it's at now. Now I'll tell you, I mean, it might be just because it's taxed right now, but our pitching location, the way we're pitching, I don't think it's nearly as good as it was at the beginning of the season, but again, now everybody has more tape on us. So I think our bullpen they're figuring us out now. So who knows? Maybe you just have to, when you come into the game, and I mean, the only guy that you would normally think of that you would sit back and go, well, he's an easy pick is Mr. Changeup. But for some reason, he's the actual guy that's actually not been doing too bad. So, but our bullpen, I think, is
Imagine that. The guy with one pitch nobody can figure out.
Yeah. But I think our bullpen is getting taxed, and we've got enough. I think there's enough game tape on us for this year where they're starting to figure us out how we're throwing the pitches. But that's just, you have to get back to the drawing board and start mixing your pitches up more. And we don't have a true closer yet. So, although Vess has done pretty well.
Salute. Rux, what's your point on what's going on with our bullpen, man?
Man, to be honest with you, these injuries really suck, bro. Like, losing Job, man, what a hit to the team. You know, he'll come back stronger. He'll be better, but that really hurts. Reese being out for how long he's been, that really hurts. I think what they really need is they need some rest. They need to finish out strong, get to this All-Star break. You know, I wouldn't mind a fresh arm or two, But I think that's what they really need. I agree with Chris. I think they're
We
really taxed right now.
need a bye week.
Yeah, right. You know, they're really taxed right now. But I think they just need, you know, some rest, and some guys need to figure, you know, their pitches out and get their stuff better. But I think it's not great right now, but I definitely think it could improve quick with how good Feder is. So, yeah, that's what I think.
Rich, and then we're going to get to Steve.
So, going into the season, that was supposed to be our strength, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, you know, Brisky, he got done sent down to the minors. He was struggling. That was one of our key cogs last year. Brebbia, he got released, which I'm not too surprised on that because the guy's a strikeout an inning, but his ERA has always been around 6. So, I mean, that really ain't too much of a surprise. But, you know, Holton, he hasn't been, well, that's the thing, man. When you're a control, a precision, hit your spot type of pitcher, you can't afford not to hit those spots. That is Holton's problem right now. And it's, you know, baseball is a game of inches, right? So if this is your box and you want this outside corner, but you're getting about an inch or two off of that, bingo bango, you know what I mean?
Bingo bango. Is that what you really just said?
Yep.
I did.
Bingo bango. That's something I ain't heard my whole life. Bingo bango. Okay. All right. I wore the hat on the right day. Go ahead, Rich.
He been hanging around Mickey Redmond too much.
I did grow up listening to him breed.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you for pointing out my age, asshole.
Oh, hey.
Listen.
Ain't
Rich
nothing
played
wrong
with
with
Mickey Redmond.
No, I know. No, nothing wrong.
Bingo bango. Go ahead, Rich.
But also, you know, so that's some things too, you know. But I think they'll be okay. You know, I think they just gotta, you know, figure out some stuff. I'm looking at a Matt Manning coming up. They put him in the bullpen, and maybe he's resurrected his career. I mean, it happens where starters become, you know, great, good to great relievers. Mariano Rivera, Chapman, Smoltz. I mean, we can go on and on. Octavio Dotel, you know, just to give an average guy, but it happens a lot, man. You just don't have it what it takes out to be a starter. So they put you in the bullpen, and you can still be a contributing member to your team. I mean, that's all you want at this time. But also, at times, we can get sloppy. Like today, Herder, that was Jake Rogers' fault. He got him out the inning. That should have been 1, 2, 3. He let the ball pass him, though, instead of striking him out. Now he's safe, and the damn roof fell in. You know, there's times where, you know, our defense is really, really good. And then other times, you'll be like, holy shit. You know, and you can't have the mental errors, especially we're not the Dodgers. We're not going to slug our way in these games. I mean, we come back a lot, but you start getting down by 5, 6, 8 runs, you can kind of forget it, man. So, you know, I mean, just when you're not hitting your spots and everything, everybody's got to be on their P's and Q's. You know, the pitchers, the defense behind you, everyone's got to do their job. This is the second time in the last week that I feel Jake Rogers has cost us a game. I thought he should have got that tag down the other day from Kerry. Then today, like, I don't know I know you were injured, bro, but you're not hitting, and now you can't even play defense. Damn.
One of the reasons why we got Dingler. Thank God we got Dingler.
Yeah.
Otherwise, who knows?
Yep, I agree with you, Steve.
Yeah. See, I think with I think it's good that that this is happening in the beginning of the season more than the later in the season. So that way we can just things that we can work on and things, and we can work through that in the first half. Now I'm with everybody. I think they do need that all-star rest because they played a lot, but then they played a lot of good teams too.
Yep.
They played a lot of good teams lately. I mean,
True.
Tampa is not a slouch. They're a good team.
Yeah, they are.
So they playing a lot of good teams and they good pitching. I think with the bullpen, we knew this was going to happen eventually, sometime in the season. Every team is not going to have good moments every time. So we knew this was going to happen. This is good that they got it in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
They have to get somebody in the trade deadline, a Chapman or somebody. They have to.
Mhm.
That's who I want.
And
Right.
and I think the injuries have been a big factor in this. Even a lot of guys that's been hurt. But at the same time, it's next man up. You have to have a next man up mentality. And that's with any sport, especially in baseball when it comes to pitching.
Yeah.
But it has to be next man up. If these injuries, Job, and then you got to depend on guys also who's starters, who's never been starters. So you want a guy that's a reliever to be a starter.
Yep.
They're not used to that.
Yep.
You got the Monteros and Holtons and you got them wanting to be starters, and they're not starters. They're only pitching 1-2 innings.
Yep.
So you can't do that. We got away with that last year, but this year people are knowing our pitching. We ain't surprising people no more.
I've noticed that a lot of teams now are starting to do first pitch swinging, and they're getting a lot of hits off us.
Yeah.
I've noticed that they found our weakness because normally in the beginning of the season we're pitching right down the middle first, and a lot of teams were taken. They were just taken because they wanted to see how fast we were going. That we're already at an advantage with one strike against you. Now teams are first strike swinging, and they're getting hits, and that's the problem. Is like now you have to think of something else. Now you're going to have to learn how to paint the corners on your first pitch, and a lot of pitchers aren't like that. They gotta be able to throw up like kind of like here's my first pitch of the game. I just want to get it over the plate. But people are swinging on the first pitch, so you ain't getting a lot of guessing out of that. So yeah, I think it's a lot different now because a lot of teams are like that. We're swinging on the first pitch.
See, and that goes back to us playing good teams and teams that know how to hit. The Guardians, the Rays, all these good teams. They are aggressive hitting teams.
Yeah,
especially the Guardians.
We may have gotten a couple of these teams that we played twice the first time around, but come second time around, they may start figuring us out, and that's the problem. We have to switch things up a little bit, especially our pitching.
There could be some mechanical issues too. I mean, I haven't really dug into it to say, for sure. It's not my job. I'm not a pitching coach.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's possible. Mechanics have a lot to do with, in baseball, especially pitching because, I mean, look at Canley, right? That dude literally throws. There's a reason why we call him Mr. Changeup. But that dude's made a career 10 years at the back end of a bullpen. He's pitched everywhere from Colorado to New York to Detroit. So obviously you can make it in this league with one pitch. I mean, that's not preferably, but you know what I'm saying, guys.
Yeah.
Like, if you have the right movement on and everything else, like, you can be successful in this league. Movement is everything, right? That's why they go into damn advanced analytics nowadays with the spin rate and all that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that really matters.
It's the movement and the location of the pitches that you throw, because occasionally you'll see a guy he's throwing just fine, and he'll throw one really wide, and people are like, "Well, what the hell is that?" To change the eye of the batter, because if he's constantly seeing stuff dance around the strike zone, his eye's not moving that much, but all of a sudden it gets thrown way outside. It's like his eyes are moving outside, so it keeps him in check, so that the next one he throws, he doesn't know where he's going to throw it because he threw it so far that last time, shoot, the next one could be up here, the next one could be down here, like. But if you keep throwing in those same, and you're only moving the ball like up and down a few inches, he's gonna tee off on that. So you gotta throw them way up outside. You gotta throw them low and inside. Like you gotta keep their eyes moving, because if you don't, they're just gonna tee off on a pitch eventually.
That's what I was saying about like Holton for sure. I was watching a thing like what was making him good. He's literally a couple inches off to where he should be getting them pitches, and that's why he's getting hammered. He's giving up 9 home runs. That's a ton for a reliever.
Yeah,
that's
it is.
A lot.
You know,
especially early in the season. That's a lot.
Hey, we got Mr. Changeup, we got Mr. Home Run, and Mr. Home Run ain't a good analogy for a pitcher.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
So I got a question for everybody. If there was one person you want them to trade for or bring in during the All-Star break, who would it be?
Chapman.
Gonzalez Chapman.
Hey, all in favor?
I know. I might take a little bit to get him.
I would say Chapman, but then I know this is it's probably not going to happen. But I wouldn't mind Emmanuel Clase. I wouldn't mind him either.
Oh, I mean they wouldn't trade him, but I get what you mean. Like,
yeah,
we'd have to give up probably a ton of top draft picks to get him. We would. I mean, I would not be surprised if they wouldn't ask for Max Clark and freaking what's his name, Bryce Rayner, and like they would ask for a boatload of picks for him.
But to be honest, they're not getting that from anybody, because if you look from last year in the playoff run to what he's doing this year, he's actually declined. His ERA, I think, is almost 5 right now.
Yeah, he's not doing that good, but you know who would help him out though, right? Fetter.
Yeah.
Fetter would just no, but I mean they're not gonna with him being brand new to he'll figure it out eventually. But I get what you mean, Richard, with his ERA, which would be a low point, which means you could probably pick him up for cheaper. But they'll probably keep him for a while. But I understand, Steve, like why you would want him, because he's such a top end and he's young. That would be perfect because it would flow with our timeline and everything.
So I said that yesterday on What Up, though. You go get Chapman. You put him in the 9th. He's got World Series experience as well. And then you got Vest and Canley for the 7th and 8th inning. So now you just shrank your bullpen, Chris.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My starter go get me 6, and I got 3 studs that I could throw at you.
Yeah. That's about it right now.
Yeah.
You ain't lying.
Yep. I forgot about Reese Olson, man. What happened to him? When's he coming back?
He's on his way back.
Yeah. That's the problem.
Right
we're doing the same thing we did last year, man. Our starters disappear, and all of a sudden we're doing bullpen sessions, and it doesn't help that Jack Flaherty is
Flaherty.
Oh, dude, he is.
I don't know what is up with him, man. It's like he signs a contract with us and he says, "Yeah, fuck it." Like
it's his mechanics. It's
yes,
he absolutely is.
That's and I would say it goes back to what Rich said. I think with Flaherty, it's the mechanics and the way he's pitching.
Yep.
I think some of these pitchers on our team and some of these starters, they expect our team to get a lot of runs. You know what I mean? And I think they get to be too comfortable, especially during the beginning part. Because they'll be out of wax in the pitching zone.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you get in trouble with that. You know what I mean? But and then I also think, as far as bullpen woes, we're so used of Jason Foley being being the one to close the games, and we don't have that. And I think we're missing him. Vital.
Yeah, I agree.
So the thing, this is the name of the position is pitcher, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
But I have said this before. You don't become a pitcher to me until you can learn how to successfully help your team when you ain't got your stuff.
Yeah.
Look at Scooble the other night. He even said, it wasn't up to my standards, but we won, so fuck it. You know what I mean? Skeens was awful, but he kept his team in it, right?
Yep.
Those are pitchers, man. When you don't, Greg Maddox was good at that, right? Just because you don't have your A+ stuff, you have enough
Yep.
to keep your team in it.
Yeah.
That to me is a pitcher breed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Rux, I'm gonna ask you because on our way to the next topic. If it was one person during the All-Star break you would want to bring in, who would it be?
I'm going to go with Rich. I'm going to say Aroldis Chapman. Just, I've always loved this stuff. He throws heat. He's getting older, but I still like what he brings to the table, and I don't think it would cost that much to really go after him, to be honest with you. So, Aroldis Chapman's my pick for sure.
Y'all got Mr. Michigan looking real smart today. All right, next topic. We got Torque and Terry are on a slump. Rich, this was your topic. I'm going to let you start with your man. What's going on with them, man?
So, you know, in baseball, whether you're pitchers or hitters, there's even as teams, right? You're going to go through laws, man. That's 162 games, a long season. Torque is slumping, but you know, I was talking with Breed about this yesterday. I'm not too much worried about it because he's still having good at bats. He's still hitting the ball. He's just hitting it to gloves. Carey, on the other hand, he really is struggling. Like, he's not even having good at bats, in my opinion. Not even getting really good contact. But the positive thing about Carey, though, is he's giving you solid defense. Who would have thought? Because he's never been known as a defensive player. He's got a good arm in right field. He's made a couple, great catches, stealing home runs away. So at least he's still giving you something, So I won't complain too much when a guy is struggling on his strength, but he's still giving you something. I have a problem when your strength is not going well and then you don't provide my team anything else. That's where I have a problem. Like, what are you doing then? What's the point of having you in my lineup if you can't offer me nothing? So at least he's still helping the team. But they'll get out of it, man. Like, this might be one of his worst slumps in his, career. But, and then again, he might be dealing with an injury. Who knows, but it just kind of sucks that everyone just kind of sucking all at the same time right now.
Chris.
All right. So, just to give you, I just thought about this, and I remember we brought it up earlier. A free agent pitcher that we could go after, kind of controversial, but Trevor Bauer, he's a free agent. Just a thought. But so yeah, I noticed. So Carey, I started noticing Carey probably within the last 2 or 3 games. Carey's been swinging a little wildly outside the zone a little more than he used to. Like, he's kind of stretching for pitches, and I think he's trying to just hit the ball in any way, shape, or form. And it's like old Javi, like kind of stretching for pitches. And
Not Javi. Oh, Javi.
He just, old Javi last year. So, but he needs to get. I think he needs to reassess his stance. I think that's why both Carpenter and Torque did not play today. Maybe they needed a rest day, but I mean, both of them are literally batting almost identical numbers for the month of June. Torque is batting 169, and Kerry Carpenter is batting 170 for the month of June. Like that's disastrous. That's bad. Kerry's OPS is like 600, which is terrible, and then Torque is at like 568, which is even worse. So they need to reaffirm, like, here's that like dip in Torque's game that he needs to make a comeback with. He needs to reassess how he's hitting the ball. One of those, once again, like we were talking last year and the year before, players have to make adjustments weekly to players. And when pitchers make adjustments to them, they have to make adjustments to the pitcher. They have to go in and look at what are they doing wrong. To be a good player in this, just a good player in this league, you got to constantly be adjusting your swing and your stance and your adjustment to pitches. So that's their issue. And I mean, maybe this one rest day will help them out. But yeah, they've really been batting not so good lately. So
you want to know how crazy this year is? And I'm sorry.
You're not sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, not sorry.
Our two most consistent players, well, there's really been three. I would say Riley's been pretty consistent. So is Dingler. But two of our most consistent players, Gleyber Torres, who nobody wanted him.
Yes, sir.
Nope.
Yes, sir.
Right here.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And Javi Baez. Who would have thought?
I don't want to admit it.
No.
Rux.
Versatility.
Mm-hmm.
I really like what Chris said about adjustments. I feel like you can't go to the plate and just have a in your head, just think you're going to get what you're always going to get. You got to be willing to adjust. And, you saw him struggle in Toledo, and he's made such a strong comeback. I really just feel like the same way about some of the pitchers we have struggling, just as, our hitters, like these guys, I feel like most of the team is really gassed right now. Just, I don't know, like past week, 2 weeks, it's like, I mean, just scoring a lot of runs, getting into the shootouts, getting down early. I think they need some rest. I think a little rest and, whatever they have to do during the All-Star break to just get back into their rhythm and start hitting because Torque hits the ball hard. I mean, the guy, even in his lowest of lows, the guy could smack the ball hard. It's just you need him to drop. So it's difficult, but I think they can overcome this. I still think, they come back from All-Star break, finish strong, but I would like to see them get to the break and, like, get better as these days go by to the break. But we'll see. But I think they'll be all right.
Steve.
Well, like I said before, man, I mean, you're going to have a slump. I think with Torque, I think he tries to do too much in the plate. I think in some cases, sometimes he tries to hit home runs too much. And you have to not always try to hit home runs. You got to just hit the ball, left side, right side. You can't always try to hit home runs. So I think that's one thing with Torque. Now, Kerry, he's going to go through something. But then at the same time, you got to find out where you want to put him in the lineup, too. Because it's a lot of guys, they'll just put 3 and 6 and all that. You got to figure out where you want to put Kerry. But I agree with you guys, man. I think they do need rest. I think they have a rest day on Monday before they play the A's. So I think that's going to help them out tremendously, traveling back home. Because they at home all this week coming up. So I play the A's and I believe the Twins, if I'm not mistaken.
They play the A's at home and then they play the Twins at home. Yeah. To close out the month.
Yeah. So I think that rest period on Monday is going to help them. It's gonna help everybody.
Then they play 3 against the Nationals. I mean, if we're playing against those teams, like the division game, the Twins is going to be a tough game, irregardless. But to go against the Nationals, that's kind of like a break. You should be able to get all 3 of them from the Nationals. Should is the key word. But then you go in against the Guardians again. So yeah.
But the thing though, even with like the A's, they got 2 great hitters in Jacob Wilson and Nick Kurtz has been killing the ball. They're both young rookies, I believe. Then the Nationals, you got Mackenzie Gore as a pitcher. You got C.J. Abrams, and you got James Wood, who's another rookie. He's been killing it. And they came over in that Soto trade.
Yep.
All 3 of them guys did.
Both Wood and Williams are both candidates for a Rookie of the Year too. So they're good players. They're really good.
Exactly. So that's all I'm saying. Like, I know you need a team, but I'm saying it's not like we're coming up against some scrubs like the way our pitching been.
Yeah, we can't take any team lightly, man. Like no team, no matter how good the team is, no matter how bad the team is. So we can't do that.
We're one of the best teams in the league right now, and we're the people everybody's going after. So they're trying their best.
Right. We got a target on our backs.
Yeah.
Real.
That's just the way
you're no longer sneaking up on teams.
Nope.
Yeah, they planning a game plan for you.
Yeah.
They got to get used to that.
Mm-hmm. That's
why to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Yeah, you got to. That's why they scout. Before they probably didn't even really scout us. We'll probably take 2 or 3 or 3 or 4 from the Tigers. We're good. Now they gotta look and see how we're pitching every game. Why are they winning so damn much? Okay, let's see what they're doing. Oh shit, their first strike pitch thrower is right down the middle. Okay, well that means we're gonna have to get in there and swing a lot. We're gonna have to swing at the first pitch, and if we don't make it, then we're back to the fold. But if we get hits on them, then that's what's going to be the problem.
Yeah, and I think that doubleheader. I think that doubleheader took a lot out of them against the Pirates, because I think they still trying to recover from that, because I don't think they left, the city probably until like maybe midnight 1 in the morning. So they're still trying to catch up on sleep.
Well, yeah, that was a long day at the ballpark. You know what I mean? But I'll tell you what, I'm gonna give a little bonus topic here.
Oh shit!
Talk to him.
Since we've been talking about pitching and struggling, how good has Montero been since Olsen been hurt? Montero's been giving us some good innings, guys. His ERA is below 4.
Yes. Yeah, he's been he's been pretty good, man. He's been pretty good.
Yeah.
He might have to be another starter that people, think about. That might have to be one of them starters.
He's got the stuff. Him is just being consistency and hitting his spots, but his stuff is major league ready.
Oh yeah, he just got to learn.
What you think about him, Rux and Chris?
He's definitely turned it around. I've liked what I've seen from him his last few outings. Because everybody gets rocked eventually, but there was a few times where certain games you were just like, oh damn, man, this one got out of hand early with him. But he's really pieced it together his last few outings, and I've liked what I've seen from him. Got to keep it up.
Yeah, he's done. So his last, in his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So his last 5 games, he's allowed 0 runs twice. He's 1 run once, 2 runs once, and only 4 runs once. So he's literally he's done really well. He has really done his last 5 starts. His ERA has been really good. Just in the month of June, the 4 starts that he's had, or the 4 games he's played in. Technically, the last one wasn't a start. He came into relief and pitched 5 innings. But 3.10 is his ERA. 310 with 15 Ks, which is pretty good, and
Wow, he's turned it around
in 20 innings. So he's played well the last 5 starts.
So if you go on April 26th, Chris, his ERA was 5.93. As of June 19th, it's 4.02.
Yep. Yeah, he's done well.
Big difference. That's a big difference.
That's a big difference.
Exactly.
Big difference.
That's a
All right, next topic, and I'm gonna start with Rux first. Riley Green, man, he been on the heater, man, knocking shit out. You feel me? Knocking shit out, man. How you feel about Riley Green being on the heater, Rux?
dude. His swings are beautiful. I mean, that home run against Tampa the other night, dude. Oh my God, complete, got all the power behind it. I mean, and these aren't just balls that are barely getting over the wall. He's hitting rockets. He's hitting
deep shots.
Deep. I mean, it's been amazing, and I agree. I don't remember who said it, but Riley Green has been probably our most consistent player. The guy just hits the ball very well. He makes these diving catches. He's always been pretty good in the outfield, and his bat's always been pretty solid. I mean, he's had his slumps, but the guy is on a heater like the topic says, and he's got to keep this up. But, dude, he deserves to be an all-star, I think. He's having a really good season.
No question.
We're going to talk about that. Steve, how you feeling about you was there together. How you feel about Riley Green's play, man?
Man, I mean, I love his play. Like, I know I get on him on the field. I know it. I said yesterday, I said when he be running like his ankle injured when he be running.
Leave him and Jared Goff alone about they running, okay?
Y'all know I'm right, though.
Leave him and Jared Goff alone about they running.
Nah, but I've been waiting for Riley. And this is and also, too, man, this is the healthiest he's been in his career. Because every year he's been hurt around this time of year. So this is the healthiest he's been. And it's good to see. And you get to see how talented this guy is. Like, when he was in the minors, you know, the build up of him. Oh, he's this good. He's good. Now that he's that guy. You know what I mean? So, and he's ahead of torque. So he's been playing well, man. But he's been seeing the ball and been knocking it out the park, man. And it's just good to see when you have one of your best players who's good offensively and defensively. And I'm with y'all, man. If he isn't a starter in the All-Star game, something is wrong. Something is seriously wrong.
Absolutely. One of the Chicago White Sox players gonna get it over him. So,
no.
But, hey, but it's gonna be a White Sox player that's gonna be in it though. It's going to be. I don't know who, but it's gonna be somebody. But
Rich,
it's just good to see.
I mean, yeah, he's got 6 doubles, 4 homers, and 19 RBIs in the month of June already. So to me, the most impressive is that RBIs. That means you're driving guys in. Because if you got 6 homers and 9 RBIs, that ain't too impressive to me. Because that means you're only hitting you're only knocking them in if you hit them out the ballpark. But when you got 4-19, that means you're knocking them in. And then, the 6 doubles, I mean, so that's the extra base power, right? And lo and behold, he's 3rd in the American League right now in runs batted in. He's got 59, and Cal Riley's got 63. So, man, I'm happy for the guy. And, like Ruck said, he's always been a good defender. And it's funny because me and Chris have had this talk, and Chris, tell me if I'm wrong. I remember when this guy was still in the minor leagues and they said he wouldn't be able to play defense.
Yep. Defense was the biggest knock to him, was not being able to play defense. Yep. So Riley Green, and so I'm going to continue off of what Rich said. Riley Green is hitting 353 for the month of June, which is awesome. But what really stands out is the fact that his on-base percentage is 400.
I see.
His OPS is 1,018. That's awesome. Like he's doing great for the month for this month. So he's doing really well. I mean, at the end of the day, the way he's been playing baseball is awesome. His defense has been doing really good. So, I mean, he is. I do believe he's one of the leading candidates for votes right now for the outfield to start. So I'm not worried about that. We just all need to keep voting for him until the voting closes. But he's also counting today. He's gotten on base safely 12 straight games. He has reached base 12 straight games, whether it was a walk, a hit, or whatnot, but he has reached safely in 12 straight games.
And he's cut his strikeouts down this month because he was striking out a ton.
Yeah.
And to be there for a minute. But even then, like, I think at one point he had like 90 strikeouts, but he was still hitting like 280.
Yeah, he had,
I like that Jersey breed, by the way.
the
month.
Yeah, in the month of May, he struck out 36 times, but he's still batting almost 280. So this month he's cut that down. He's down to 21 strikeouts, batting 353. So yeah. Hey, remember those jerseys we ordered, Neil?
Uh-huh.
Dude, they lost mine.
Say swear.
Oh,
They did. They lost my Lucas Raymond jersey in the thing. So they said, do you want a refund or do you want a new one? I said, I want a new one. I'm going to they're going to keep making them until they get me mine.
For sure.
That's crazy.
All right, this is the time where I got to pop on the big screen. Once again, man, we got 274 people watching, man. I appreciate y'all coming out, spending y'all Saturday evening with us, man. Y'all can do us a big favor, man. Go to YouTube, type in Detroit Fan Report, hit that subscribe button, man. We'll very much appreciate that. For me, we got big things coming over here for Detroit Fan Report. Stay at the end of the show. We're gonna let y'all know what's going on these upcoming weeks. But do us a favor, man, please. We got 297, man. We need 3. We're giving out free Tigers, Lions, Pistons, or Red Wings jersey. So, man, make sure you hit that subscribe button, man. You're getting your chance for a win, free jersey. You feel me? With that said, next topic. Can Detroit's pitching lead us to the World Series, man? Screwball, you know, our bullpen is going through a lot of things and everything, but we still got the number 1 pitcher in the league. You feel me? Can Screwball in the bullpen, man, lead these Tigers to get us to the World Series? I'm gonna start with you first, New Bree. While you putting on that Screwball jersey, you feel me? That's a beautiful jersey too, bro. That's my boy. Blue.
Yes,
shout out to Blue too. But
shout out to Screwball for signing 2 of my jerseys too. Shout out to him though.
Yeah, shout out to Screwball.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna say this though. As far as the World Series, I'm gonna say the way the pitching staff is now, I'm gonna say no. I think they're good for like a short series. I understand. I know. But as far as a short series, if it's like a 5-game series, I would say yes. But 7, it's gonna be tough, especially with the starters and the injuries that we going through. That's gonna be tough. There's always a chance. But hey, man, it's when you got to go against teams that know us, like the Guardians and the Yankees, preferably the Guardians, because it seems like we can't beat them.
Always struggle against the Guardians.
Always, because they
fuck that clean team from Cleveland. Mama, go ahead.
Hey, man, you know, when you got Quan and Ramirez, man, it's gonna be tough. But
Quan,
hey, man,
Quan.
Do the Quan.
Quan bats like 900 against us.
Man,
I swear to God.
And don't throw at the Lane Thomas, man. Just
walk
still
him.
Kills me.
Just walk. I know. God, just walk him.
Yeah, but
whatever.
I would say no, but there's always a chance, and I want them to prove me wrong. But if I was to say they can lead the World Series, I would say no. Unfortunately,
I need that hat, Bree.
Hey, man, it's all good. It's all good. I got you.
Rux, same question, man. Can our pitching lead these Tigers to the World Series?
You know, I think right now it's kind of too early to tell, but I do agree with what he said about injuries, and I do agree 5 games. They almost did it. They almost did it again. They almost got to the championship series, 1 game away from beating Cleveland. So I could see it. We just need to get healthier, and we need to add another arm or two. But, let's see where we're at, like late August, September, around that time. And if it's holding up like how we expect it to and how, it has been in the past, season and whatever, then I would say yes. But as of right now, with all the injuries and, guys being gassed and whatever, I would say no. But, it's a long season. It's a lot of ups and downs. So, we'll see. So, yeah.
And I got to say this too. When it comes to a 7-game series, you got to depend on Scoopel pitching twice, or in some cases, he might have to pitch 3 times.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely.
do you want to have him pitch that many times before World Series? That's going to be crazy. And then if you go to the World Series, he's not going to pitch that first game.
Yep.
So
Right.
you're going to have to pick between a Flaherty or hopefully a Reese Olson or Montero or somebody like that to pitch that first game in the World Series. And more likely it's probably going to be against the Dodgers, which is going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But 7-game series, you got to pitch twice, 3 times. That's a lot on your arm. That's a lot on your arm.
Right. Right. You don't want to burn out your ace.
No.
Right.
No.
Chris,
What else?
So-
Oh, go ahead.
So
you last, Rich. You like Michigan Wolverines. You last. But go ahead, Chris. Go ahead, my fellow Spartan.
so,
Because I like winners, bro.
so
They're not planting a flag on our field, bro.
National championship, motherfucker. But go ahead, Chris.
We are too, motherfuckers.
Now.
You want to be like us.
Go ahead, Chris.
So, in terms of the pitching staff right now, if you're talking like what we have right now is absolutely no Reese Olson, no Jackson Jobe, Flaherty's not doing well. I mean, you've got Scooble, and one other guy, and that's it. Casey Mize. That's it. That's all you got. All bullpen sessions after that. So at this point in time, granted, when you get into those first few series in the playoffs, you can do a shortened rotation. Maybe you can. Maybe Flaherty comes back. So if Reese Olson comes back, that's a 3.5 man rotation because Flaherty's just not there. But even if Flaherty could get back to what he was like during like the last few outings where he was okay, I would be okay with that. But it's going to be tough, like they said, during a 7-game series. And depending on where you pitch Scooble, if you can get away in a 5-game series with only pitching Scooble 1 time, then you're good. But it just depends. I mean, everybody's out to get us. These are probably not going to be easy series that we're going to play against. They're probably going to go 5 games. They're probably going to go the distance. I doubt we'll 3-game sweep people, and that's it. So it's going to be rough. I don't think we have right now. We do not have a playoff starting lineup that can get us to the World Series. I think it's going to be really rough. And our hitting slumping too. So I get a little bit with Rux. It is kind of early to tell, but if you're picking it right now, no.
Now go ahead, Mr. Michigan man.
See, he says he's number 1.
In our hearts.
4-0 is all I got to say. 4-0.
Can our pitching staff, lead us to the World Series, Rux? I mean, Rich.
They both start with
Rux
R.
is a Michigan fan too. You got Michigan fans on your damn mind.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
A bullshit.
I like that. That's just funny. Man, so typically most teams go with 3 starters in a playoff series for the most part. You might need a 4th guy to pitch, one odd game or whatever. But mostly 6. So Mize has been pretty decent. I liked his last 2 starts, especially his last one. He didn't have his best stuff, but he gave you 6 innings and he got a win. He got a quality start. Like, that's impressive to me. Like, even when you don't have your best stuff, you give your team a chance to win. Man, we really need Reese to stay healthy. And because, guys, it's starting to become a problem. He's starting to get hurt every year when you need him. He's definitely got the stuff. And then, like, Flaherty, man, you just don't know. He's been so up and down this year. And I still think we need another legit bullpen arm. But as we stand right now, I'm sad to say I don't see it.
Yeah. Got to be realistic. You
Yeah.
can't, just because you're a good team doesn't mean, we're going to the World Series. Yeah, we're ready. No, we have to be realistic with what we have. I mean, we got some of our batters are in slumps right now. They got to get out of them. They got to learn how to get out of those slumps and start hitting well. We need pitchers to come back healthy. I mean, obviously Jackson Jobe is not coming back, so we got to find. And luckily, we don't need a 5th We don't need a 5th pitcher. We can use one bullpen session, which is fine, but we need Olsen back. Olsen's got to come back and play well. But if he keeps getting injured, man, you're right, Richard. I mean, that's when you have to start questioning. Well, I mean, is he going to be an off-injured pitcher that is great when he pitches, but he's got to be available? So, like, what are you going to do with that?
And I think, and also too, man, we gotta. This is where Casey Myers got to step up. I mean, we drafted him high. This is where he got to step up and show how good of a pitcher he is. And he's been good. He's been going through injury issues throughout his career. So he has to be a guy that steps up and be that 3rd starter. He has to.
I mean, he's getting there. He's getting there. I mean, he's 7-2 on the season, I believe.
Yeah.
He's doing really well. I mean, he's made a better comeback than I thought he was. I did not expect him to be 7-2 and playing that well. So,
and if he plays that well, you might have to bump him to 2 and put Flaherty at 3. If he keeps playing that well, you that's a move you may think about making.
Right now, as we stand, if we were to start the playoffs tomorrow, Flaherty is not on my roster.
Yeah, because you'd go 3. You'd go Scooble, Mize, and then you'd go like Hyder Montero or something like that, and then a bullpen.
I would
too.
Right now, Montero has earned that 3rd spot.
Yeah.
In the last 2 outings, Flaherty has went 7 innings and given up 15 runs. And I like Flaherty, and I was glad we signed him back. But man, because he's had these 2 bad outings, and he had 4 good ones, and then remember he had that 4 or 5 game law before that.
Yep.
So let me ask y'all this though: Do you think we should trade for another starter?
I don't think it would be a bad idea. Get a back in a rotation type of guy.
Yeah, because worst case scenario, that guy comes in and he's okay. He doesn't play great. He plays okay. He's our 5th starter. He just fills Jackson Jobe's spot, and you're good.
Right.
I would like to get another starter. Now that I've had a chance to really look at what we've done over the past month or so, I would like to get another starter and another closer would be good. Definitely, I mean a good closer this is where we need to spend for a quality closer, like a guy that can, when he comes in, he's nailing it down.
All right, last topic of the day. Rux, I'm gonna start with you first. So the Tigers already got the best. We got still got the best record in baseball. If I'm not mistaken. You know, we still got the best record in
I think
AL.
we're 2 games in front of the Mets for the best record.
Best record. With that being said, man, Rux, I'm gonna start with you. What Tigers players you think will make the All-Star team, man?
I'll give you Scooble. I'll give you Dingler. I'll give you Riley Green. I'll give you Gleyber Torres. I'm forgetting one more person. Those are all guys I think that should be locks for the most part, though. I think those guys have all been fantastic, and I really agree about Gleyber Torres. I mean, I wasn't blown away by the signing. I thought, hey, listen, if he could be decent, great. But he's kind of blown me away with how good he's been playing. And, you know, in the month of June, I mean, the guy, I seen some stat at playing at Comerica, playing at home in June. The guy was batting unreal numbers. I mean, the guy was great at home. So, I don't know. Those are some of the guys I would pick. I think I'm probably forgetting one person. I don't know, though, but I think those guys all should really get in. That's what I believe. I think those guys are some of the best guys we got.
Chris.
Okay, locks are Green and Scooble. Guys I would like to see there too is Torkelson and Torres and Baez.
Baez.
Yep.
That was biased of you.
Yep, I'd like to see Baez there.
Steve.
Well, I think the locks to me is definitely Scooble, Gleyber Torres, and Riley Green. I think those three are just locks. And you know, to me, Hobby Baez, I think should be in it.
Wow.
I think Torque, and to me, Dylan Dingler.
I like Dingler.
I think he should be that, if not the backup catcher.
My only thing is that I always have to think of when you do these rosters, every team has a player that has to be on the roster. So the other guys that probably should be there won't, because they're not big enough names, even though they're playing well. Mm-hmm. And their other team, the coaches are going to pick guys from other teams to fill the roster so they have a representative. That's the only problem. Yeah, I would love to get like 6 guys or 7 guys from our roster. Mm-hmm. I just don't think it's going to happen because you've got other teams that need them, and they're going to bump them off.
And just like you said, Chris, with every team have to have one player there, it's going to be tough to have more than 2 or 3 players from the Tigers to be in the All-Star game.
Yep.
You know, it's going to be tough.
I like Dylan Dingler. I wish he would be there, but I just have a feeling they're going to find a couple of catchers that are doing well but not great, that are representatives of another team. That's all. I like Dingler.
Kind of like a Kyle Riley and
Kyle Riley. If he don't make it,
he's going to be the starter as a catcher. That's a lock to me.
Yeah.
Rich.
So my locks are Scooble, and right now Green and Torres are leaders at their position. Well, Green's not the leader on the outfield, but he's the top 3. I think he's second behind Judge, if I'm not mistaken. But Torres is leading at second base. I would like to see Dingler. I would say behind Cal Raleigh, he's the second overall best catcher in the American League as far as what he offers you offensively and defensively. Because everyone talks about Riley's offense. He's also a Gold Glover too. So, he's a well-rounded catcher. Dingler's the same way. His man, that boy's got an arm. And what he's been able to contribute offensively. But I agree with Chris. You know, there might be another team that has to get a representative, and their catcher is, you know, their best possible option. And I would like to see Torque. He's had a bad June, so that might hurt him. But one I've been going for, and I've been starting to spam the All-Star voting ballots. I want to see Baez, man. I don't know if necessarily a starter. He's 5th right now in the outfield. But for him to make the comeback he has, play two different positions effectively in center field and shortstop, and also has played second base and third base. Man, I'm really happy for that guy, man. I love the guys who overcome, you know, all the noise and all, you know, everything that's thrown at their feet, and just to keep on going and, you know, be contributors. I mean, I think he's hitting like 290 still. Like, who would have thought? We're going to end of June, and, you know, here he is. We're halfway through the year, and he's still doing his thing. So that's one who I'm really pushing for. I'd push him over Torque right now just because, you know, he's a vet, and, you know, what he's done to overcome, you know, so.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this too, man. I think another person that it may be a dark horse to it, but I don't think he's gonna go, but had a decent season, is Zach McKinstry.
Yeah.
Zach McKinstry hasn't played bad at all this year.
Oh no, he's played way above. He's turned himself into an everyday player. Who would have thought?
Mm-hmm.
I could see a day that Casey Mize gets a couple of nominations for it, just because he's 7-2 and he's pitched well recently. So I could see if he finishes off strong before the All-Star break. But because he doesn't have a name, because you got to get votes to get in. Then you got to hope that the coaches bring you in as well. So the votes aren't going to get him in. He'll have to get a nomination from a coach to get in. But I would like to see Casey Mize there. He's not Google. He's not those guys. But like they all pitch like one. I think the starter pitches 2 innings and then everybody else pitches 1, something like that.
Yeah.
So
yep.
I would like to see them.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, go ahead, Rich.
2 other possibilities, but they won't because they usually just take closers. Would be Canley and Vest.
I'd like to see Kaylee. I just really would like to see him.
I mean,
just to see his changeup.
Hey, y'all, he's become one of Chris's favorite players, man.
I love it. My one pitch hero. I love it.
One pitch hero.
a typical Tim Wakefield. I hear you, man.
Yeah, exactly. One pitcher, man. I love it.
You know another person. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
I know another person in the future I would like to see and possibly could go to some All-Star games is Colt Keith. That's another person. If he stays healthy, that's a possibility. Maybe some of these years.
I need Parker Meadows to I know he's been out for 2 months, so it's going to take him a while to get back. But he's the guy that I predicted last year would eventually be a 5-tool player in a normal all-star guy. He's got the length. He's got the speed. He's got the defense. He's just got to get the hitting back. He's got to get his stroke back to be able to get the ball in the outfield. But he's got all the tools that he could be the 5-tool player. His batting's got to come back around though.
So that's a good key too, man. If you get Carey going again, you get Torque back on track, you get Parker going, and you get Colt Keith going. Those are like additions right there.
Yeah, they are.
You're already on your team because Colt Keith had that home run the other day. I forgot to tell Bandit to get that video.
Yeah, he did. Nice home run.
That's on me. But I mean, that dude had it 4 foot off the ground. That was nuts. It went Apo Taco with it. Like,
Yeah.
Rich's punchlines today is crazy. Arco Taco. Like,
Put it
what
on a shirt. Put
Put
it on a shirt.
Put it on a shirt.
Taco. Wow.
you know what I'm like? So the talent is there. He just got to be more consistent with it, you know. So, you know, at least we got plenty of options. You know what I mean? Like the cupboard is not bare, guys. The cupboard just needs to start sprouting.
Yeah, we still got players. I mean, Winslow Perez is okay too, but you haven't heard his name a lot too either. But that's the thing. Like, we have enough players. We just they gotta start putting it together.
But Perez has got to go through an adjustment too, Chris, because now they're starting to spit him all off speed pitches because he had them 5 home runs when he came back off the heater, and now they're starting to throw him off. Now you got to adjust.
Yeah. Andy Ibanez too.
Oh, Jahmai Jones has been playing great ball since he come up and replaced him.
Yeah, in his limited amount of time that he's been here, he's played really well. I like him.
Yeah.
All right, we have reached our hour point. This is the point where I do promotions, and then we head up out of here. Starting with Fridays, 8:00 p.m. Come check us out. Detroit, what up, though? With me, Day, Rich, Steve, you know, Chris, we all be up there bringing you the hottest topics in Detroit sports. So make sure y'all catch us out there every Friday, 8 p.m. right here on Detroit Fan Report. Wednesdays, 10 o'clock, Lions Fan Report. Come check out Sky, Tori, and the gang as they bring y'all the latest news on our Detroit Lions. Football season about to start, man. I'm ready for it. And on Mondays, 8:00 p.m., we got the NFL offseason show with a special guest. I'm going to let Steve let y'all know about the special guest we got coming Monday. Boom.
Yes, sir. Former NFL All-Pro LaVon Kirkland is going to be joining the show.
Awesome.
Y'all check in Monday with us. No, what's it? Tuesday with us at 8 p.m. Tuesday, 8 p.m. Catch insight with him. Once again, man, I appreciate everybody that's watching. 299 people, man. Appreciate y'all spending y'all Saturday evening with us, man. Do me one favor. Only one favor, please. Go to YouTube. Hit the subscribe button, Detroit Fan Report, man. We very much appreciate that. When we get to 500 subscribers, like I said, I think we got 297. No, 497. Why I keep saying 2? We have 497.
Because we have about 300 people watching us. That's why 290 something. So, you know.
Yeah, that's why I said it.
Yeah.
So if y'all could please go to YouTube and hit that subscribe button, man. We'll very much appreciate that. When you hit that subscribe button, it's for a chance to get one of the free Tigers, Pistons, Lions, or Red Wings jersey. So all you gotta do is hit the button. You feel me? One time for the one time. So before we get out here, like we do when we do every show, we're gonna let everybody know where they can find him at. Starting with Mr. Michigan himself, Rich.
Rich.
He checking his Palm Pilot.
He's frozen.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
let him know they can find you at.
Yeah, the New Breed 313 Sports and 313 the New Breed Real Talk, all platforms. Like, subscribe to the channel, man. Support. You subscribe, I subscribe back to you. Appreciate being here, man. Always.
Rux, man. Thank you for coming back, man. We needed you on here, man. Let them know where they can find you at, man.
No problem, y'all. Good to be back. Good to be talking ball with y'all. Love the show. Glad to be back talking Tigers. Y'all can find me at RXBBINDET on Twitter. And that's all I got. But more coming in the future. But that's where y'all can find me. And great show tonight, fellas.
Yes, sir. Great show. Paul, glad you settled in, man. We've been missing you on the show, too. Know where they can find you at, man.
Yeah, you can find me on X or Twitter, whatever you choose it to call it nowadays, at Crazy Hockey Fan. You can also find me on Instagram at OnePrideNation_24. Yep.
With that said, man, I appreciate everybody watching, man. Hit that subscribe button. This has been another episode of the Central Crown, and we out. Peace.